share the Facebook page. Hold on, it's as soon as it goes live, you'll find it on Facebook. Go to the at Dive Bar Comedy on Facebook.
Oh, sweet.
That's
sweet.
what I want.
We're live. It says live on Facebook.
We are live.
This is Dive Bar Comedy. I'm Wild Joe in the dive bar. Oh, my green screen is showing. We're live on Facebook. This is at Dive Bar Comedy on Facebook. I'm Wild Joe. We're all in the bars. We're all in the bars.
Oh, man.
We had a video to show.
Yes, we're getting there.
We have a video to show.
We are getting there. Hold on.
Meanwhile, settle in. We've got our drinks.
Here we go.
Mine
Is it the one that says Dive Bar Comedy live streaming now?
Yes, that's us. We're Dive Bar Comedy. We're live streaming now. Start a watch party. You can share this with your friends at any time. We'll be on for at least about an hour. That's our goal. A 1 hour show, 9 to 10, every Tuesday night. Dive Bar Comedy. So there is a video we have to show you while we wait for everybody to start their watch party.
I don't see shit.
I know. What's going on? Carol?
I don't see shit.
Are you guys hearing the...
Carol, it's all me.
I don't see
it's
shit.
a Wild Joe in the empty bar waiting for people to come. This is how the shows start. When you're running the show, you're the first one there. There's nobody there. Go to the dive bar. It's just you and the bartender. No security, no management half the time. Just you and the bartender.
Here we go. Here we
Oh,
go.
here we go.
How about now?
Yeah. All right, Dive Bar Comedy. Got a great show coming up.
I wake up when the sun goes down. I wake up when the sun goes down. I wanna do some comedy. I wanna do some comedy. At a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't say what I wanna say. Nonsense. Dive bar comedy. Dive bar comedy. Dirty, bad, nasty 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 comedy. Dive bar comedy.
Hey! Wow. Sorry, you guys. That's my hand. Welcome to Dive Bar Comedy. We're all in our dive bars. I want to thank, I'm Wild Joe. We have some great friends on here. She's doing the technical aspects of this. This is our first live streaming Zoom to Facebook Live event. So, Carol, can you show us everyone?
It should be on gallery view. I see everyone.
Okay, great.
And on Facebook, they see everyone. So we should be good.
Okay, great. Great.
Make sure you have it on gallery view. And then you'll see everyone
myself.
too.
So
are you on?
I changed the page. Now I see you guys too.
Okay.
So hello, everyone. Welcome. So let's introduce our comic. So I mentioned Carol Newell. She's doing the technical. She has been doing her own comedy show that she started during quarantine. So we'll be talking to her about that. And on my screen, I don't know how it appears on your screen, but on my screen down below, we have Dana Omida Ogden, who is a regular on our Dive Bar Comedy podcast and the GT's Comedy Jam live show that we do at bars all around LA, or what we were doing when bars were in existence. So, hi, Dana.
Hi.
Carson, that's her friend. She brought in the fresh young meat. He did a show at Lotus Lounge with us not too long before we got locked in. So welcome, Carson Cash. Cool name. I'm just looking at who's showing up on my screen right now. And it's some great faces, people who I love seeing out on the comedy scene in real life, IRL for people on the internet. And I see B. Gutierrez. Hey, B, you were with us down in San Clemente. Yeah.
That's right.
We did a fun show out there.
Yeah, we've done a couple of them.
Knuckleheads, right? Knuckleheads
Yeah.
was the name of that place. Wow.
I was
That
there
was
too,
fun.
and Gina was there too.
Yeah.
Yes, I met actually a lot of you that night. That was a special night.
That was a
yeah,
good
there's
show.
Gino Riccardi. I think he was there too. So,
Woo-hoo.
wow. I actually drove up for that show from San Diego because I was down there visiting my brother with my family, and I took my brother to see the comedy show. So he got to see me live and see what kind of people I'm hanging out with out there in LA, the crazies. saving the best for last. We have our MC extraordinaire, Mr. C. Mr. C needing no backdrop. What's up, Mr. C? You're muted, but you're looking great. You're looking great.
All right, there we go. What up, JoJo? I didn't hit the damn button.
So yeah, you ready? Is this your first virtual hosting gig, Mr. C? Have you done this before?
I've done about 4 or 5 different shows, but I was just a talent then. This is my first virtual hosting.
All right, I'm ready to get it popping,
Oh yeah.
as some people say. All right, who do we want to interview first? Maybe we'll do a little group interview with those down in San Clemente. So who was from San Clemente? We've got Gino. Gino was there, right? B was there, and Carol Newell was there in San Clemente. I remember a lot of people. For me, the standout comic of the night was that shaggy bearded guy talked about flipping burgers at Burger King.
Yeah.
B.
That guy was funny. He was hilarious.
We had a lot of character that evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
A
How
lot
do you
of
remember the show,
character.
B?
Huh?
How do you remember that show? What do you remember about that show?
There was a lot of character. There was a lot of character. There was
Yeah, we had a cowboy, skinny little.
I know. Well, the best part about that guy was that
Shut up, Sean. That's his name.
Yeah.
Shut up, Sean.
Shut Up Sean was amazing because the parts that he did say that you could understand were hilarious. But the rest of it you couldn't understand, which was still fucking hilarious.
But he still sold the shit out of it, right? He was owning all of it.
He owned it. He was
Yeah.
just like, I don't care if these people can understand what the hell I'm saying or not. I'm just making some jokes.
He was like real life boom howler.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was a fun show.
That's a big part of comedy, just owning what you're doing. Because even if you're saying something that might come across boring, if you just say it normally, if you say it really in a commanding way, it could be very funny. So,
Mhm.
who else? Carol. Carol.
I
how
was
that show
there.
for you?
It was very fun. It was a really good show. We had a big crowd, and it was a lot of fun. And I saw B on there, and I actually had her on my show recently, so that was fun too.
I saw that, Carol. I saw that show on, and that's one of the things that inspired me to do this show. And also, I ran out of all my pre-recorded tapes of all the footage. We had all these shows. I recorded all these interviews. So this is kind of like before the show. I would be outside with the microphone, recording comics and doing interviews. So we did this for a couple of years, but it was audio only, so nobody could see how good looking you all are. Right?
Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
So now we're here. We're doing the dive bar from our homes to yours.
From our
So-
bars to
From
yours.
our bars.
Yeah. So
Your
Carol,
bar.
how does your virtual show compare to your real life experiences at dive bar shows?
Well, I've been hosting, so I haven't really been doing a whole lot of comedy myself. I, do a little bit at the top and then just kind of keep it moving. But it's been really fantastic. All the comedians that I've had on have been really super hilarious people that I just happen to know from doing comedy for 6 years. So, I just ask everybody, and like 95% of everybody has said yes. So it's been really good. I've been loving it, and I'm living for it. Like every week, I'm looking forward to the next show, because just everybody who's been on there has been really good. So I'm super pumped about it. And then I'm hoping, after we get back to some kind of normal, that I can continue it in person. So we'll see how that goes.
Or continue it as it is. It's a fun show,
Yeah.
even on the internet. And you have like your hashtag is the world's best laugh.
Best laugh. Yeah, the world's best laugh. That's me.
Yes, and you do have a great laugh at all of our shows. It really helps to hear people laughing. In real life, it helps to hear people laughing when you're telling jokes, so you even know if you're saying something funny or not.
Right.
And I also noticed on your show, on your virtual show, I heard a lot of laughter in the background, and I thought that was just great. It was so much like a real show.
Yeah, our comedians are very supportive, and we really, support each other. And if there's something that you said that's funny, you're gonna know.
Yeah, yeah.
So you better be
Carson,
funny.
how long have you been in comedy, Carson?
I
You're one of the youngest, so you may be the newest in the game.
I like being told
The
that I'm
fresh one.
I feel old
Fresh
because I
meat.
turned 28, but I like being referred to as young. Keep that coming. I've only been doing it for like 10 months, which people are like, that's a year. And I'm like, it's 10 months.
Okay.
If I say
Yeah.
10 months, people expect less from me than if I say I've been doing this for a year. So I'm going to stick with 10 months.
Yeah. Well, it's, everybody starts, and that's good. You're still doing it 10 months later. So it means you must love it and enjoy it. And it's still fresh for you. So you're still having fun with it.
I am. And every time I get an invitation, I feel like I might die. Not of like excitement, but of terror. And then I get over it. I go through my 5 stages of grief, and I do it anyway. And then I enjoy it.
It's very cute, and it's very sweet that Dana introduced you to us. And I don't know, you guys, to me, just looking at you, I don't really understand how you guys became such good friends. You're the only person of all the comics that Dana might know. You're the only one that she's like recommended on to come on our live shows. So she must really like you. What is it about Carson, Dana? What is it?
I find him very funny. He's young and he's new to the scene, and he's very funny.
Uh,
I got funny twice, and I'm young. I heard that.
Right?
Uh-huh.
But he's about half my age.
right? Young and doesn't know shit, just the way Dana likes it.
That's
Dana's
right. That's how I
actually
like my men.
secretly my mother. We haven't had that reunion.
Oh yeah. Dana, you posted that meme today, right? About being, was that not you? About being 19? Was that, no, it wasn't you. But you post a lot of memes.
I don't know. I'm a meme queen.
Like, I like my women, like I like my COVID-19 and easily spread.
That was definitely not me.
That wasn't you, but that's pretty much what we're talking about here. You're too nice to post that meme. As soon as I remembered what it really said, I was like, no, that was my naughty family that sent me that meme. It wasn't Dana.
No, my stuff is mostly political.
No, you are one of the funniest people keeping on trend with exactly what's happening now with all your little quarantine. I don't want to say little, but they're short quarantine videos about events in our life that are happening today, like the way people are handling packages on Amazon.
They're my viral TikTok. I think I'm the oldest person on TikTok.
I doubt that. I've seen a lot of grandmas and grandpas on there.
Yeah, I am a grandma.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of them. They're doing the dance. There's this dance that everybody has to do the same dance. So
No, I'm the cool grandma. If I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna do something like the Time Warp or something. None of that bullshit.
So everybody should check out your viral TikTok video. It's about opening Amazon packages before and after the pandemic hit.
It is
And
hilarious.
it's spot on, as they would say in London.
Yes. It's my name on TikTok is It's Dana O. So
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, let's see. We've been talking to pretty much everyone, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know how much time. We're only not. How many viewers have we got? How many viewers have we got now? Carol, can you see it?
13 at the moment, but we did have 15.
All right. 2 people. What happened to those 2 people? Mr. C,
Yeah.
what's going on with you? What's
Oh,
going
it's
on with
just-
you? How's it hanging?
Oh, same old stuff, man. I'm working from home. I'm having the best time of my life. I'm single. I'm chilling. I get more sleep. I got more money in my pocket. I actually want to thank coronavirus for what it's done for me.
Wow.
It's
Moment
real
of
shit.
silence.
It's the
Feel like you.
apocalypse. You know what I mean? Could you imagine, like, who else in life could say I lived through almost an apocalyptic scenario? This is as close as we get to zombies and the economic collapse that probably will be here in 5 to 10 years. But for now, this is as bad as it gets. So, man, like, the earth decided it was too many of us and was like, okay, every 100 years, I got to cut this shit down. I got to give y'all some new shit. It's COVID-19. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we've been through this shit. It's just the new shit. The earth is sick of us. Got to knock a few of us off. We be all right. COVID-19.
Wow. Well, it is a cool name, actually. COVID-19. Very like sci-fi and just the way it looks and sounds. I love it. COVID-19.
Yeah, like
Perfect.
a band.
I don't know
name,
how they
like a
thought of
rock
it.
and roll group.
It's like the best name that nobody ever used for anything before. It's amazing. All caps. It looks great.
Yeah,
And
at my
19.
job-
19 is the prime number.
Oh shit! At my
Sounds
job,
like-
I do
It sounds
trademark.
like a 2000.
Somebody trademarking social
band
distance
name.
for our music.
What, B?
It sounds like a 90s or a 2000s punk band name, like Blink 182.
It sounds like
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
19.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be a pharmaceutical. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, hey, since this is our first live show, we should introduce the people that's watching to our comedians a little bit deeper to find out like who they are and like where they from a little more intricately. So let's go around the room and like get a little more deep all up in y'all business, right? So let's start with who we got up first. Let's start with
Good
Dana.
idea.
So Dana, what city you from?
you know, Mr. Steve, because we're from the same damn town.
Well, where is that, baby girl? They don't know where I'll be at.
Come on, everybody knows I'm a Philly girl.
There you go. That's right.
Born and
Peace and
raised.
love. So what was the thing that kind of inspired you to get into comedy? Was there a person or a specific moment that made you say, yo, I'm telling jokes?
So I always wanted to do it. And I waited till the kids were all grown. And I came out here to LA for my daughter, for her being an actress. And I write. And I was writing some funny stuff. And I said, well, I want to see if people think it's actually funny. So I'm going to get up on stage and do it. And I did an open mic audition at Flappers. And they immediately booked me. And they kept booking me every couple of weeks. And then I got on the Dive Bar Comedy. So I guess people think the shit's funny.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's excellent. That's excellent. So if you had to tell like people what your style of comedy is so they know what they're going to see when you hit the stage, what can they expect from Dana?
You know what? You can never expect anything because I vary it up. Sometimes I do stuff about my hometown. Sometimes I do ethnic stuff about being Italian from Philadelphia. this week I'll do stuff on coronavirus. I'll do stuff on being married for 30 years. I mean, I'll do the whole spectrum.
Nice. Social topics. That's excellent. So let's talk to one of our other comedians. Let's see what's going on with the Carson, the young sweet thing dating his baby boy. Where you from, Carson, man? What city you from, dog?
I am from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Woo! I went to Hampton University, VA, baby. I used to be out there.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. How long you been here?
How long have I been here? It's been about 2 years, but again, I'll say 22 months because people expect less from me if I said 22 months.
So since you're a young, studly East Coaster, what is your opinion of the LA lifestyle in comparison to what you dealt with back East?
Oh my God. Okay, so back East, people don't have personalities. I feel like I fit in better here. I actually have to talk a little bit about that tonight. But no, I like it. I've always wanted to live, and this isn't even a joke, it's just a fact. Fun fact, I've always wanted to live like in a place where there's no winter. And Virginia Beach isn't that bad in the winter, but it's lovely here, and I don't think I'll ever leave.
Same here. I'm never going home. So question, since you're new to comedy, usually new comedians have awkward experiences. Have you had any crazy bombing moments or crazy fans yet you can tell us about?
Okay, so I am super careful when it comes to like not bombing. So I will write something, I will test it out on people I know, like at a coffee date, before I ever bring it on a stage. So I haven't really had a bad experience. I'd say the one bad one I had was I was getting ready to run a show for Flappers, and I had a set that was already tested and ready to go, but it was a really mean crowd of people, and I didn't get one laugh, and I was like, I am fucked because I have to do this set in 4 days. And I left and I bombed and I got mocked by the MC, and I was like, I'm not so much insulted that they mocked me as I am worried about Friday. And then it went great and the audience loved it, and I was like, fuck those people, because they were
right.
wrong.
That's right. And that's comedy. And the moral of the story, everybody, with comedy is fuck those people.
Fuck those people. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They
And
were
speaking
wrong.
of fucking those people, let's give some words and check in with Carol. See what's going on with Miss Newell. So what city are you from? Carol C. Newey?
I am a local. I'm from LA. I was born and raised third generation Californian. So I definitely have been here all my life, and it's a lot of fun. I'm really loving the comedy. So yeah, I'm from LA.
Yeah. So how long you been into the comedy game?
I have been doing comedy for just about 6.5 years. I got into it by going to a comedy show, and then I have a very unique laugh, which most of you guys have heard before. And two comedians came up to me after the show, and they're like, oh my God, you have the best laugh. You have to come to every show. And I was like, okay. So I started going to their shows, and then I met more comedians and I went to their shows. And then I met producers and I went to their shows. And then one day a producer was like, you know that you should be doing this, right? And I was like, okay.
Right.
And she's like, I'm going to put you in a show next month. And I was like, well, then I better write some jokes.
Right. Right.
I did, and I went to that show, and 13 other comedians went to that show, and they all heckled me with my own laugh.
That's nice.
But you know, it was history. I was hooked. Ever since that show, I was just like, this is what I'm born to do, you know? So
Yeah.
here I am, still doing it.
Excellent, excellent. So great. So you know, of course you're a comedian, so your family is probably totally fucked up, right?
Of
So was there anybody from like your childhood, an uncle or a cousin that you would almost say is a root to your like now comedy inspiration, how you maybe even approach other people?
Wow, you're going deep, Mr.
Wow,
C, with the
yeah.
questions. You're digging deep into their childhood past, all the way back into their family.
That's where it
their
begins.
uncles.
Yeah. My grandmother had a very similar laugh to mine. I got her laugh basically genetically. So And she was very full of life and love. And I lived with her when I was a teenager. So I'd say she is probably my biggest inspiration.
Excellent. Good. All right, great. So that's good for Carol. Let's check in on our next person we got coming in the game. We got my man Gino Riccardi. He is competition for Carson. So Gino, look as best you can on camera, baby. What's going on with you? Where you from, G?
Wait, I don't see Gino.
Oh, we lost him?
I don't see him.
Oh, okay. Well, the show goes on. One human don't stop no movement of society into the future. So next up, we got Miss Beth kicking it on the side like she flying the ride. Where you from, Beth Mama?
I am originally from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I've been out here in LA for about 8 years.
Oh my God. So
no, I'm not Mormon. Don't even ask. I'm not Mormon. It's the first thing that everybody throws at me. I'm not Mormon.
I got you on a Mormon. I'm a Sixers fan. We had Sean Bradley. He went on that stupid Mormon trip and came back throwing up, ruining our season. Me and Mormons got beef. I'm a Philly fan. But Utah, I heard they have like 0 alcohol in their beer, and you gotta like leave states and stuff like that. What was your wildest adventure trying to get some real drink living in fucking Utah?
Oh, you go out of state and you get it and you bring it back.
Anything ever happened crazy?
Crazy trying to get that type of alcohol, I can't really think of. But there is a whole lot more beer bellies there because you got to consume a whole lot more alcohol to get your buzz on. So,
all right. When did you escape from Utah?
About 8 years ago, I moved here to LA.
That's right. Freedom, sister.
That's right.
Freedom. That's what I'm talking about. You love it here? You ever going back?
I love it here. This is home.
Same for me. So, same question I asked my girl earlier. What would you say is like your style? What can people expect when you come going to the stage giving them all your vibe?
My style is a little aggressive. It's a little aggressive. And it's a little raunchy. Just a dash of raunch. And then but it's big on laughs, so we're good.
Outstanding. Well, that clears the whole squad, right? All right. Round of applause for everybody and where they from.
Hey, wait a second.
No?
Look who's back.
Oh, we got Gino
Riccardi.
Sorry, I had to step up for a second.
No, that's all right, Gino. I figured, Carson came on here looking all beautiful. You had to go make sure you came back looking right, too, for the honeys. So it's all
in my nose,
But you know what? That's one thing that's just like a real show. You call somebody to the stage, and there's always one every show who's outside smoking, or who just randomly left early to go to some other show or whatever, and they just disappear. One on every show.
Well, I have a piece of defense. As a comedian, I support disappearing to get high.
We always know where to find you, Mr.
Very professional. I'm so professional. And whatnot. So, G, we was going over where everybody from so they can know more about the crew and like your roots and what made you you. Where were you born and raised? Where did you come up from the dirt?
Kind of. I was born in South LA, and then I came to Huntington Beach, which is kind of like two different versions of the same thing.
Heck yeah, it's like jumping the border. I'm shocked they didn't put up a wall. Unbelievable.
A little bit. You don't realize how weird it is in Huntington Beach until you leave, and you're like, damn, that place is fucked up.
Right? Question. Was there a culture shock moment that kind of made you have that thought? Like one day I went to school, I saw blah, 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 and I was like, holy shit, I'm not in Kansas anymore. Anything like that?
Well, yeah, it didn't make sense until like later in life, right? But I'm like, it was weird. Once I moved to Huntington Beach, everyone noticed I was short. I feel like nobody knew I was short before I came to Huntington Beach.
How short are you, Gino?
I'm 5'7.5" short.
Wow.
That's all right.
I have actually never heard a short guy say anything under 5'8" before. Usually they all say 5'8", even if they're 5'4" or 5'5".
Yeah, I'm 5'8". I've had women say that they're 5'7". I'm like, you're not 5'7" because you're taller than me. They're like, no, I'm 5. I'm like, it's really important that you're not 5'7". So you're not 5'7". 5'8", 5'8.5", at least.
All right, so since you are you're not technically short. The average height for a man is 5'5", so you're actually 2 inches above the average. You're a fucking giant.
What country?
I'm on the short end of average. I'm on the tall end of
In
short.
the world, around the world.
I'm like, I'm just not legal. I'm like not legally short, but I'm short. I'm enough so that women size me up and they're like, am I gonna fuck him? Like, I need like 2 beers to make this decision. I don't know.
So question, you're a pretty smooth looking dude. Have you ever stolen a hot chick from like a taller guy and was just like, yeah, I snatched your bitch, big boy? You ever got something like that go down?
Well, here's a weird thing about tall women. Their dating pool seems to shrink real fast right after 5'8". So I've dated tall women before because they like stop caring about whether or not you're tall. If they only date tall men, they'd only have like three boyfriends in their whole life. So, but it's worked for me too. You know what I mean? Like you got to climb all over. You got to extend your reach no matter what you're doing. There's a reason. There's a physiological reason why we don't get together all the time.
Excellent. So just to close it out, we always want to dig into your mind. What would you say is some of the beautiful damage that we call life that made you the comedian you are today? Is there a root to Gino, the comedian?
Yeah, my mom was just a smart ass bitch. She was always making fun of us. That was part of what I was going to talk about tonight too. She was just brutal. You know what I mean?
That's right.
But yeah, and then you go to school and they pick on you, and you come back. There's just no getting away from it. Got an older brother.
That's right. It's like a war zone training. So you battle tested. So that's great. So now we got Gino, we got everybody. So Wild Joe, we done with the interview portion?
Okay, I want to show you. Well, first of all, Mr. C, you forgot to ask me where I'm from. I'm from Modesto, California. The Motown, it's called. But hold on 1 second. Oh, my finger disappeared into the green screen. Hold on 1 second. I want to show you something that I brought. This beautiful bottle of, can you see it? Global Vodka. Global Vodka. They have lovely bottles, and they were our sponsor. They were at several of the bars that we were performing at. Universal Bar and Grill stocked Global Vodka. And can you guys hear me there?
Yeah, break it a little bit.
I see a lot of my faces.
We're happy Morgan.
Okay, somebody else. I guess nobody can hear me.
It's Borgen.
Yeah. The board is invaded.
It's in the headroom. That's what I'm talking about. And she's from Modesto, right? Modesto
Yeah.
it is? Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's not the internet, it's Modesto.
Oh no, the internet? Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
There she goes. She's in.
How can you
and
hear
out.
me now? Can you hear me
We
now?
can.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
hear myself just
Yeah, you're good.
fine. Okay, I switched. I was like on the LTE signal. So now I'm on the Wi-Fi. I guess everything was getting botched in transmission. Sorry about that, guys. We tried to work out our technical glitches before the show, but I saw a lot of blank faces. That's always a bad sign when you're talking. Everybody's face is just blank. So, all right. I'm from Modesto, and yeah, I've been in LA for over 20 years now. I've been here for a long time. Yeah,
So wait,
I
how long
went
you
to
been on the
UCLA.
comedian bug?
I moved here in '97.
Woo.
So that's probably when Carson was born. Carson's my abortion, came to life. They saved him from the trash bin, implanted him into a needy surrogate woman.
So question, do you have any special talents
Nice to
that
meet
people
you,
may be
Carson.
surprised about?
What'd you say?
Do you have any special talents people may be surprised about? Like, I didn't know Wild Joe could do that.
Baton spinning and color guard. I was spinning, you know, like catching flags. And we went to Phoenix my freshman year of high school to the Western US like regional championship, and we won first place doing Miss Saigon in like a big marching band. Yeah, we had like I don't know, 100, 200 people probably on the field, like with different instruments and twirling flags and making formations, and we had to have like certain size of steps, like to make these shapes on the football field. It was intense, very intense. They were drilling us really hard, like that. Not in that way. Not in that way. No.
Wait, so you were a band member?
No. We were from the valley. Modesto is very hot, like 100-something degrees every day. So we'd be out there before school started in August for 2 weeks doing boot camp and basically working our ass off for that.
Wait a minute. Do you have this one time at band camp? Do you have one of those stories?
No, I wish. I was a wannabe slut. I was a wannabe slut all through high school. I could not even get my first kiss. I couldn't get laid. I couldn't get a date. I never got asked to one single dance. Like even like no dance. Any date dance I didn't get to go to. No prom, nothing. I had to curl this B-word's hair and get her ready for the prom.
Oh.
Mr.
That's
T,
what
you're like,
surprise.
I'm finally understanding, Wild Joe. It's all about those questions, Mr. C. You're asking the right questions. So.
Indeed. Gotta let the people know.
Yeah. So that was it. Color guard. That was my my high school, and then I did cheerleading and other stuff too. And then I came out to UCLA. So listen, guys, I've been here for almost 20 years. I went to UCLA. I went back 20 years later to a frat house, right? And I had so much fun. I was bumping and grinding with all these like hot, sexy young guys, sweaty fraternity guys. You know, I was reliving my teenage years. It's crazy. The next thing you know, I'm end of the night, I'm doing keg stands. Keg stands, people. 20 years later, I could still do a keg stand.
Yeah.
Thank you. Some sorority bitch comes up to me like, oh, you think you're cool doing keg stands when you're old? Like, no. I'm just trying to funnel the sperm toward my uterus. With that young sperm, guys. Gotta go out there and get it, people. When you're close to 40, you gotta get it.
Oh, so question. Did you have a specific moment or person in your life that like twisted your mind to say, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm gonna tell some fucking jokes?
Me? No, I was always telling like inappropriately sexual stories and stuff, like at parties, or I was the kid at school that taught all the other kids about sex. And like I had this thing called a cootie catcher that tells your fortune. You fold up the paper and then you go like this, and then you open it and it shows like your future. And mine was pictures of like naked ladies, like this is what you're gonna look like naked when you grow up. Some had the big boobs and some had like a real small boobs, a hairy bush, or whatever. I had like different features that I would put on them. And I got caught and I got in trouble for that. I got in trouble for a lot of dirty poems. I got published in the 8th grade poetry anthology for this poem I wrote. I wrote like 7 poems and turned them into my teacher. And some were like serious about like, oh, she's feeling devastation in the fireside glow, whatever, right? They chose the one what kind of guys do I like, you wonder? I like guys that are older and guys that are younger. I like guys that have straight teeth and some that do not. I like guys that are cold. I like guys that are hot. I like guys that are nice. I like guys that are mean. I like guys that are buff. I like guys that are lean. I like skaters and stoners, nerds, babes, and loners. I'd even go out with a friendly blood donor. And I went on and on. This goes on for a long time. You can see how desperate I was as like a 12-year-old. And yeah, then I just spent my life like just trying to get every type of guy I could, you know, filling my whole list, which I think I did. I think I have. So
there you go. Bucket list.
Thank you.
That's outstanding. That's right. So it's a success story.
The success story. Yeah. I got every box checked. I got all the, maybe not every country, because I think there's something like 200 countries. I don't know how many countries in the world, but definitely all the continents. Yeah. You know, yeah, all the major types that I ever found interesting. Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
Yep. What to do next?
Well, the Lord says, "Be fruitful and multiply." So, I mean, this is
I got that
biblical.
going. I got the babies going too. So
Church,
I finally got those
right?
babies after 40, and now I'm just managing them. So that's a job in itself. 2 babies. So
Yeah. Dang,
anyway, Mr. C, we should get on with the show. You have
Yes, ma'am.
how many comics? 5 comics tonight. So how many minutes do we have left? Let's just give everybody 5 minutes so we don't go too far over time, because we're running up on 10 o'clock already. Mr.
Oh,
C?
shit. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we've got 18 minutes to go and we've got 5 comics. So how about let's just get to it. Everybody
All
do
right.
your little bit.
Okay, so we'll just
We're
go
working.
back to back with the same order we basically, I guess, did the interviews.
Yeah, Mr. C, bring him up.
And whatnot. So let's give it to the Philly girl coming up, the Big D, with the sirens going off because she's a thug. Dana!
I'm so used to those sirens. Sound of my life growing up. So I try to be a positive person. I really do, especially, you know, after all these years. And I'm trying to find the positives that I can in the coronavirus. You know, there really are a lot of positives, right? So I know everybody's worried about gaining all of this weight because all we do is sit around and eat. But I'm really excited because I have lost 200 pounds with this virus, right? Yeah, just a quick pickaxe to my husband's head and boom, 200 pounds lighter. Out he goes. Like we couldn't both survive this thing. You know, the news keeps talking about men die twice as often from the virus than women. And people think that it's actually the virus killing these men, but it's not. Really, come on. We snap a lot faster, right? I mean, can you listen to it all day long before you just lose your fucking mind? Yeah.
Girl.
They're labeling it all coronavirus, right? It's the perfect time to get away with murder. All you have to do is say, he came near me, he was coughing and sneezing and spewing stuff. It was self-defense. I mean, who's going to really like autopsy anybody these days? They're just a little too busy. The other thing I discovered with this coronavirus is I understand my dog suddenly. I get her, right? That feeling that every time I open the front door, she just wants to escape. It's like I got the same thing. The door opens, I'm like, where can we go? Where can we go? Can we go? Can we go? Can we go? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm the dog. You know, she's even happy to get in the car to go to the vet. I mean, I'm the same way now. I'm like, where we go? It's crazy. You know, and anytime anybody comes near the house, it's the same thing now. It's like, oh, Mama, 6 feet back, 6 feet, 6 feet. Yeah, now I get it with the dogs barking and going crazy. I really get it. And with this virus, the other thing that's cool is the presidential race. You know, it's getting a little bit boring, but I think we could really spice this up by turning it into an episode of Survivor, right? I mean, both these guys are over age 70. Statistically, one of them's got to go from the virus, right? So my suggestion is we drop their asses on an island, just them. right? We can strategically hide things like toilet paper and Lysol and guns and everything they're going to need. And then we bring in Bernie to be the MC. Right, people? So this way it's really exciting. We're just going to drop them in and we're going to go, may the odds be forever in your favor. Whoever survives gets to be president. This way we don't have to leave our houses to vote. It's nice and safe. And the other thing that I have lived my whole life for is I am a prepper. I am a crazy prepper, right? So when the lockdown came, I had 2 cases of toilet paper. I had 3 cases of paper towels. I had like pasta for 3 years. I didn't have to worry about anything because all I've been hearing for the past 30 years is my husband bitching. Do we really need 4 cases of toilet paper? And I go, one day we will. Why do we need 6 rolls of paper towels all the time? You got cases and cases of them. One day. Well, guess what? After 30 years, that one day came. And if you think I am not going to remind him every day for the rest of his life that that day came, you are mistaken. Thank you, everybody. I'm Dana Olita.
Yeah.
Dana.
Everybody, round of applause for Dana. Let's hop right into it. Go back to back with Dana's love baby, Mr. Carson.
Hey, Carson.
Woo!
Unmute.
Am I muted?
Oh, we hear you.
No.
There you go.
Am I good?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Okay. So growing up, my parents were like, what is wrong with this kid? What is wrong with him? He has a personality. This is the East Coast. We don't do personalities. And they were like, therapy and pills. Psst. And actually, I turned out to like therapy because I was able to work out my shit, which, shocker, stemmed from home. And I'd come out of therapy and I'd be like, I really feel great. I feel good. We should all do therapy. You should do therapy. You should. And my mom would be like, I don't need to do therapy. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't have problems. You have problems. I don't. I compartmentalize everything. And my dad was just like, yeah, and I take everything out on you. So I don't need it either. And no, so now I'm the most well-adjusted person in my family. And that is terrifying. Even my mom recently said to me, she's like, you're leaps and bounds ahead of me emotionally as to where I was at your age. And I'm like, that is what abuse does to you. Abuse in therapy. Lots of abuse followed up by lots of therapy, more abuse. I don't recommend it. I think you should probably take the long way around with your own children. I would label my journey as like a more direct path to a higher emotional intelligence. Like, oh, that got really dark. Okay, we'll go back to therapy. So I feel like plots to most movies wouldn't even be a problem if the characters went to therapy, So like Star Wars, like all the Star Wars movies, right? That's like anger issues, daddy issues, and abandonment. I don't want to brag, but I've personally worked all of those out. Just, not like a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Really, actually, just last year down the street. Yeah. But no, I really am truly the most well-adjusted person in my family. And I'll tell you pourquoi. Because like one time, for instance, my dad, he's so maladjusted at a family event. Someone pointed out that he happened to eat corn on the cob like a typewriter. And I'm like, okay. He got in his car, he drove away and didn't come back for 8 hours. 8 hours. Like it was an observation, a compliment. He ate efficiently. He still does. He's still with us, unfortunately. He's he's always been one of those like do as I say, not as I do kind of parents. And that never, ever worked out for me because like my whole life, you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna end up doing it. Like, don't throw a rock at your brother. Don't eat sugar from the bag. Don't order an alligator from the internet. Don't have sex before marriage. Fucking watch me. I had so much sex. I was a big sexy mess. Big sexy mess. And he was like, if you don't sharpen up, he's like, I'm going to send you to military school. I'm going to send you to military school. I was like, do it. Fucking do it. I dare you. I fucking dare you. I'd be so popular there. sexually popular. One of my biggest regrets was not utilizing my childhood to become like a maladjusted Disney Channel pop star that like fell off the rails. I had all of that minus the money and fame. Like Miley Cyrus, Lindsay Lohan. Are you kidding, man? Ain't got nothing on me. Nothing. I wasn't publicized. I should have been. It's a loss. It's a loss for pop culture. So I was updating my phone the other day because I'm exciting. And I realized that Facebook is on version 247.0. And I feel like the goal of life is to become better versions of ourselves. Like I might, correct me if I'm wrong, be on like version 4.0 of myself. Like I'm like vaguely aware when I need to buy more toilet paper, if you can find it. I'm not quite to the version of myself where like returning an item to a store doesn't cause me to go into like a full body sweat. And I'm wondering like what version of myself I'll have to be before I can like return an item to Target and have it not feel like a near-death experience. I think eventually I'll get to the version of myself where I use words like the latter. Like I'll be at brunch and the server, and I call him a server, not a waiter because I respect the job, would be like, "Sir, good order. Would you like eggs or bacon with that?" And I'd be like, "Ooh, I'll take the latter." And he'd be like, "The latter?" I'd be like, "Yes, I'm on that version 36. So I need a new therapist. I need like a Mark Zuckerberg level therapist, someone to like listen to my information and profit off of it. I don't think that you would actually be able to make very much money off of my therapy sessions unless you feel like you could monopolize on like, I never really got over the fact that Miley Cyrus never responded to my fan letter that I sent her in the mail. Or one Christmas, I bought my mom a Snuggie because she's always really cold. And she was like, "I'm never going to wear this. I'm returning it." And that really hurt. Wow, this is bringing that like all back. I digress. No, I need a therapist who's like so good that I walk in and they're like, "Come in, sit down. I know exactly what you need." So you recently relocated to California and left everybody and everything you ever loved. Keep putting yourself out there. Things will come to you. As for your relationship with your mother, all you're really looking for is validation. She's never going to give it to you, so stop trying. As for your relationship with your father, he never really loved you because you're not the version of you he expected you to be. You don't like sports. That's okay. As for your brother, you never really had a relationship with him in the first place. At the end of the day, he's homophobic and racist, so just don't talk to him. As for your sexuality, so it turns out you're bisexual. That can be confusing and difficult to come to terms with. At the end of the day, sexuality is gray, not black and white. So you haven't finished your degree and you're 28 years old. Well, it took you a little bit longer to find the path you're supposed to take. It's just the timing of your life. And don't forget to take your meds. And so I came to all of that on my own, and I still don't apply it.
Nice.
So
nice.
I need a therapist.
Nice.
Any suggestions, I'll take them. But that's it for me tonight, you guys. Thanks for listening. Better than my
Round
parents
applause
ever
for
did.
Crossing, guys. All right, let's jump right back into the next one. Go to the latest running things up in here. Cal the newbie, Cal Newell.
Yeah. Hi, you guys. Fun times in the the COVID-19 days. I recently, like within the last year, like every guy that I talk to tells me that my lips are my best teacher. And just when I've gotten to that age where that's the thing, now I have to wear a mask all the time and I have to cover them up. So what the hell? But I am saving a fortune in lipstick because I only wear lipstick when I have a Zoom show. Every day at the office, I just, wear the mask. So saving a bunch of money on gas. Don't go to any more shows. The only thing that I have noticed is like when you do one of these Zoom shows, you only have to dress up from the waist up, and on the bottom you can wear whatever. Although that doesn't work out so good if you have a glass table. So some people have found that out the hard way. I did see a Zoom meeting, like a little snippet of a Zoom meeting from a couple weeks ago where this lady, she was in her work Zoom meeting with like 30 people and evidently forgot and got up, and then you see her walking down the hall, and then you see her going in the bathroom, pulling down her pants and doing her business right in front of the whole office. And everybody's like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" And director guy is like, nothing's happening. And it clicked around. So funny. I also heard last week that people are now renting out their dogs. You know how like you have to pay somebody to walk your dog back in the normal days? Now you have to pay to walk somebody else's dog so you could get out of the house. All those people who have dogs are making that money back. So woo-woo. I talked to my mom last week, and I was actually talking to my sister, and she was telling me she was gonna fly to meet some guy. And I was like, well, you better go before October, because then you got to have the real ID. And then she's like, oh, I already have the real ID. And I was like, oh, well, lucky you, I can't get one. And she's like, why can't you get one? I was like, because mom decided when I was in 3rd grade to change my name and didn't do it like officially, or I wasn't adopted. She just went to the school and told them, oh, her name's this now. And with the real ID, you have to prove when your name changed and how it changed. So I have no paperwork to prove it. And then my sister's like, Mom, why did you do that? And my mom was like, I didn't do that. Carol did that. I was like, what? I was like, Mom, I was in 3rd grade. I didn't go down to the school and tell them to change my name. My mom's got CRS. That can't remember shit. So, I was like, no, Mom, that didn't happen. So the other thing I did was last week, I wrote a song, you guys. I wrote a song. You want to hear it? Here it goes.
Yeah.
It's based on the Scorpions, Rocky Like a Hurricane. So here it goes. Every morning, the same as night. I look out the window, there's no one in sight. The day is over before it begins. Nothing's happened, let's do it again. My body is yearning for someone to touch. I watch Pornhub and I need it so much. I can't meet anybody, either old or new. I just stay at home and just do you boo. Quarantine, curse of COVID-19. Come on, baby. Quarantine, curse of COVID-19.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so that's pretty much all I got. But thank you so much for letting me host the technical aspect and having me on the show. I really miss you guys, and I can't wait till we can do this in person. So yeah, that's
Carol,
it.
you
Thank you.
sound
Good
just like
job.
a singer. You sound just like the White Snake guy. Was that White Snake?
right. That one guy. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. No, it's really good. It sounds like it could be a good rock and roll or a country song, man. I might want to put that on Instagram and TikTok. Get with Dana. She knows what she's doing. Yeah, that's all I know. But let's go to our next comedian because we're short on time and whatnot. We got the GR in the cut. They call him the gentleman on the block. So show some love for Gino, the gentleman, Riccardi.
Hey. How you doing, everybody? I'm going to do this one thing real quick, and it's going to take the first 30 seconds of my set. One sec.
Oh, shit.
Go.
Shotgun it.
This is a fresh thing.
It doesn't count, it's Sapporo.
She heard frat party.
Is it a Corona?
Yeah.
No, it's a Sapporo.
Corona. It's Corona time.
Excuse me. Oh, man. That's something I do whenever it's been more than a week since I've been on stage. So even if my set's not funny, it'll be interesting to watch minute 2 to minute 4 when alcohol's hitting my head. Yeah, I don't know. I think it only caught me, the whole quarantine thing. It only registered with me when they gave up the sample stand at Trader Joe's, and then I was like, holy shit, my world just changed. That's what I'm like, holy shit, the world's changing. There's no more sample stand. That's the only reason you go to Trader Joe's, for the fucking sample stand. There's no more coffee. You go in there and you come out feeling awesome because you just had a shot of coffee. And then I found out they're doing the same thing at Costco, which is weird because I always thought they wanted you to die over there, but I don't know, man. Legalities, you know what I'm saying? I also think it's weird that there's like an N95 mask that we're supposed to be using, because that also means there's 94 other masks that are just garbage but they use anyway. They make them. Like, we make a bunch of masks. You're not supposed to use them, but it's nice to have them. I don't know. Some people use them as cowboy bandanas. We just made 20 while we were high. I don't even know why we made them. We just keep them somewhere. We were talking about my family. We were talking about my family earlier. I don't know. Like my mom, I was telling you, my mom she was just like brutal, like a loving mom, but she's just like, would never miss an opportunity to totally fuck with you. Just like like being born with an older sister on top of your older brother who just knows everything. So she's so fucking quick. She gave me my first nickname. It was Gino Pino, the big fat wiener. I was 4 years old. And she used to say all the time, like in like this sing song, she was like a musician. So it used to come out lyrically. It really caught on with the neighborhood kids. They fucking loved it. Like, you know, you're calling your kid just a large penis. Do you know that? You understand that? You're an adult. Me, I was just like, all right, the big fat wiener now. And so I always preempted any nicknames that came my way. I had about 1 million of them. Most of them came from my family. But the worst ones that I imagined, I was ahead of everybody, I never got in like school or anything, because luckily people in general are stupid. But like I used to be late everywhere I went. I got like an F- in PE because I'd be 45 minutes late to like a 55-minute class. But they'd make me run the cross country, so I was in great physical shape. But they would always chant when I got into class, Tardy, Ricardi, Tardy. And I'm just like, dude, they're a millimeter away from Gino Ritardi. They're just like right next to Gino Ritardi right now. And I'm going to fucking lose it if they find it. They never found it out. Gino Cochino also is another one, because like my parents are Spanish speaking. No one ever, they would like, you know, because when you're in PE, they're like, go Gino. I'm like, they're going to figure out Cochino any second. There are Mexicans any school you go to, you know, it doesn't matter if you're in Huntington Beach. There's going to be like a significant number. Oh, Gino. I'm like, dude, they're like a second away from it. And they never figured out Vagino until I was a full adult either. My friend's fiance would yell across a crowded room. She figured it out. Vagino! With all her hot friends like sitting there next to her. Okay, so for the rest of the night, I'm Vagino. That's a lot of fun. My mom wanted me to be gay really, really bad. I don't know. Like, I was raised with musicals. I was raised with like Doris Day movies, which if you ever heard that George Michael song, you make the sun shine brighter than Doris Day. Only I know what that means. That means you're super fucking gay. Doris Day is super gay. I'm the only person who would get any Doris Day references, men or women included, because my mom, she would always give me that talk growing up. She's like, you know, I will love you no matter what you are, gay, straight, super gay, you know, whatever you want to be. I'm like, Mom, I heard you the first time. I don't need another. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mom. You're gonna love me no matter what I am. I'm straight. I want women. I'm proof that you can't gay or straight somebody. You can't like catch gay or something like that. I always knew I wanted women. I was always like just dead set. I discovered like what sex was when I was 7. Been trying to lose my virginity ever since. So when I lost it at 15, it was like I was spending half of my entire life. It was just like, it's never gonna happen. I'm already 15, still never had sex. I've been trying for 7.5 years. And then now people tell me that, dude, 15 is like really early to lose it. Are you all right? What's the matter with you? Fuck you, man. I would have lost it when I was 8 if it were up to me. All right. That's my time, everybody. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. Another round for Gino the Gentleman Ricardi. All right, well, let's close it out with our closer. Back on the block, they call her Busy Bee, the goddess. The educated lames, they call her the girl that punches them really hard. So show some love for Big Ben.
Hey. Thanks for having me, you guys. So quarantine has dramatically changed the whole thing of dating digitally now, okay? Because you can't go meet people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me just tell you guys, this shit has taken the level of dick pics that I'm receiving to a whole nother level, you guys. It's a whole new level of what I'm receiving on a regular basis. I have no way of like referencing which dick is who. Like, I'm just like, I don't even know what's going on. So me and my girlfriends figured out a way that we can categorize the dudes that we're talking to by dick pics, okay? So we're just straight naming dudes in our phones by what their dick looks like. So let's say that you got one with like a big fat base and that shit tapers to a point, you're gonna be Christmas tree in somebody's phone for sure. Or let's say it's really short and stout, right? Yeah, you're gonna be beer can. And in my phone, personally, if you're uncut, you're gonna be chicharron. It's out of love. It's out of love, chicharron, right? But you know, that's the only way I can keep them straight. But you know what? Honestly, for me, even before quarantine started, like the whole keeping the dudes straight thing, now that I'm older, it's so much harder than it used to be. Like, let me give you an example. Let me tell you a little story. All right, little slip up. It happens. I had a date with a guy on a Thursday. Let's name him Rob. I had a date with, or actually, okay, I had a date with a guy on Wednesday.
Wait, that's his name.
His name, let's call him Rob. Had a date with a guy on a Thursday. His name was Adrian. Let's call him Adrian. All right. On Friday, after these two dates, I'm texting both these guys at the same time, chatting with them about the dates and everything else. So I send Adrian, my Thursday date, a text that says, my ass still hurts from you slapping it at the pizza shop, but it hurts so good. Okay? Little flirty text. Truth be told, my ass hurt. All right? Yeah, I sent that to Rob.
Where'd you
Sent
guys
that to
go?
Wednesday Rob. Okay, sent that to Wednesday Rob. And I get a text back that says, what the fuck? Wrong person. All I reply with is, ha 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 ha, that's so funny. Don't date a comedian, all right? This is just what goes on. Okay, we're just like, I couldn't even feel bad. Like, I was hysterically laughing at my mistake. So 11 o'clock rolls around that night, and he obviously ghosted me because he was pissed off that I had sent him that text and whatnot, and then with such a rude reply. 11 o'clock rolls around that night, and he texts me back, and he says, I'm not angry anymore. I forgive you. Here's the moral of the story, you guys. I'm fucking winning. Okay? Like, keeping them straight or not keeping them straight, dick names and getting texts that are forgiving texts, I'm winning. I'm winning the game. Like, that's just, and you know, the whole Zoom thing nowadays, it's kind of up to my game too, because they can't see the flaws. They can just see like the filters and the Zoom look and the good lighting. That's what they can see now. So nobody can see my super flat ass that looks like I have like legs just attaching straight to my back. Like nobody can see, yeah, you know, nobody's out there like, hey girl, let me hit them pancakes. I'll pour some syrup on it. Ain't nobody doing that shit, you know? The other thing that I love that they can't see, that they can't tell on digital stuff, is that I have fucking man hands, y'all. You can't tell on the digital video, but these fuckers are huge. And, you know, it doesn't serve me in the real world at all. Like, nobody wants a BJ from this fucking shit. Or, I mean, a hand job. A hand job from these fuckers, right? Like, if I start going at a hand job, you guys, I swear to God, guys are just like, just stop. It feels the exact same when I do it. I'll just do it later. Like, it's not good. It serves me no purpose. Anyway, that's it for me tonight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. Gigi Gutierrez. She getting them
Yeah.
strong hand jobs. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You should be
Wow.
tired. You wake up the next day like, look, I'm gonna pee tomorrow. I'm good.
My dad used to call them basketball hands because I can palm a basketball.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. That's all right. That means you make good babies.
No, can you try dating a guy who's got smaller hands than you and you're just scooping that shit up when you're holding it? You're just like, God, this is fucking disgusting. I can't.
That's male hypergamy. We just choose women with man-like qualities to not admit that we just want to be better men. It's a weird thing.
Aw.
That's all. So there's somebody out there. Hey, and Thursday guy, love the pancakes according to the text. That's all I'm saying. So
Hey,
that's
who doesn't like breakfast food? I'm just saying, who doesn't like some breakfast food? All right.
That's right. That's right. So that
Wow.
rounds it up.
I can't believe that's everyone. That's all of our comics. And we ran out of time too, so I don't want to keep people up past their bedtime. But thanks for everyone coming on the first Dive Bar Comedy visual, the first video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys look great, and hope you guys are hanging out, doing a okay job hanging out through this time. You look good. I like your bars there. You're all in.
Look.
So we'll be in real life one of these days, hopefully within,
Yeah.
I don't know, 18 months maybe.
Yeah, a couple of months.
We'll see. We'll see. Next time we got to get some of our bar owners on here and see how they're faring through this.
Oh, yeah.
I texted with Lotus Lounge's Suwana, but we didn't say much. But yeah, I did keep in touch with her, and we have some bars that have supported us through the years, and I hope they're getting the help they need from the Small Business Administration and whoever else they need to go through to, pay their bills. 'Cause
Yeah.
no bars, no sales, no money coming in, and I'm sure they still have rent. And rent in LA is not cheap.
Cancel rent. Cancel it.
All right, everyone. Anybody
Yeah.
have any last things you want to say to the people before we log off?
Should we do social media?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Go around the table and whatnot. Go ahead and start off with Dana, social media.
Dana Alita Ogden. You'll find that on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, except TikTok. It's Dana O.
Great. Carson, social media.
All right. Instagram, Twitter, W Carson Cash. W Carson Cash. I sound like I'm doing bingo.
Outstanding. Carol, social media.
Woo! On the Facebook as Carol Newell, and I'm also on Instagram at Button Art by Carol. So I'm on Twitter, but I've never used it. I just tagged it so I could have it.
Come back to the cool side.
Right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't wrong with that. All right, Gino Man, social media.
Instagram, Green Room Comedy, and Facebook at Gino Riccardi.
Here it is. And B Gutierrez, social media.
You can find me at manhands.com. No, I'm just joking. I am on Instagram at Miss MISSBBEE Gutierrez. Find me there.
Excellent, excellent. And for myself, Mr. C the Enforcer, Poppy Call on Instagram, Mr. C Force on the Twitters. Check out the skit bags. Check out Office Uprising. Check out the Clapper. Check out Head Fees. Check out motherfucking Scramble Movie. And also check out, what's the one that's The Deported, which is out right now on iTunes and stuff. I got a scene with Jerry Bednam, the Murder Beaches guy, and some really pretty Italian dude, but fuck him. I look better. Anyway, represent, always come to the Dive Bar Comedy Show. And Miss Joe, take him out of here.
All right, I'm Wild Joe. You can find me at Wild Joe Comedy or look us up at Dive Bar Comedy on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. We're doing this every week now, Tuesday nights from 9 to 10. Facebook streaming live at Dive Bar Comedy. And then we'll put the recordings up all over the internet. You can also go to divebarcomedy.com. Thank you guys for listening. We love you. Write your comments. Let us know what you think. Let us know who you like, who you want to have on again, because we're going to keep putting new comics on and returning comics every week. Be safe out there. Peace out. And
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
cool.
post it like it's revenge porn. Bye, guys.
Peace.
And we're out.